Hi, it's Dave with Small Biz Mechanics, and in this video I am going to talk to you about how to improve restaurant service with 4 simple steps that you can use right now. So one of the first things we want to do is we want to make your customers feel special, and we do that by offering certain things, and one of those is preferred seating. If you haven't set this up in your restaurant or establishment, have some preferred seating set up for those special customers that come in that are coming in all the time, and you'll find that they'll come in there and maybe double or triple the time that they do because they know they're going to be have access to this preferred seating. Second thing you want to look at is a visit by you or the chef. You know, those customers that are brand new and coming to you, you want to get their feedback, you want to make them feel special, and a lot of times just you or the chef stepping into the picture and connecting with them can be what makes the difference, and that will help with referrals and letting others know what they felt and how they were treated at your establishment. Test giving out complimentary appetizer coupons. You can do this via mobile, you can do it physically, you can do it all different ways, but you definitely want to test this on certain times and days of the week and weekend. And as you're working through this, one of the things that you're going to want to look at is, creating value. So once you make the customer feel special, you want to create some value. You want to have special offers. You want to have the free appetizers, like I mentioned, on certain days and times. And you might look into mobile ordering via a website, a mobile website, or a mobile app. Now, as you move along in this picture and you make your customer feel special, you create value, you want to be able to connect with them, okay? And that making them feel special is going to create, start that connection. But you want to teach your staff to write down and memorize names of your customers, okay? There's lots of different ways that you can do this, but you want to work on that because the more they connect with that customer and be able to memorize their names and talk with them when they come back again to your establishment, the better off you're going to be. You want to create a connection with your customers, and you want to personalize whenever possible. So when we talk about personalizing, it has to do with their first name and or their last name, depending on what their age is. Some people like being called by their first name. Others will tell you, you can call me Mr. So-and-so. Generally older people will say that. So you want to create that connection and personalize whenever you possibly can. This is very, very important. And then you want to get the chef involved. I mentioned that earlier. You really want to have the chef involved in your marketing, okay, if at all possible. Maybe your chef doesn't want to be visible. Maybe that chef is you and you don't want to do that. But if you have the kind of restaurant, bistro, whatever the size is, you want to make sure that you can get your chef involved and be able to utilize him or her in all your marketing. You want to have meet and greets with the chef. This is really great for especially smaller restaurants. If you've got a chef that has certain dishes or is out there and has had a lot of experience and makes really, really good food, you want to have meet and greets with some of your best customers, with brand new companies that come in to your area, the Chamber of Commerce, associations, etc. You want to have special days set up for people that you work with all the time and new businesses. You want to have days set up for maybe food tastings and specific kinds of dishes off your menu. And then you want to have private events. Offer those private events to different companies and organizations that are close to your restaurant and people that know you, and you're going to find that things can get turned around very, very fast. So if you're going to improve that restaurant service and use these 4 simple steps, you got to make your customers feel special. You've got to create and add value. You've got to connect with your customers, and you've got to get your chef involved. Okay? So if you want to learn more of the simple steps that can help you improve your restaurant service, visit the Small Biz Mechanics at smallbizmechanics.com. And I'm Dave from Small Biz Mechanics, and we'll be back to you here in our next video in this series.